How do I start this? I've been going back and forth about this. I guess you could say all month now, really. You know, they say with elevation, there's separation. And when I used to hear that, I guess it used to go over my head most of the time. I never really sat and thought about it. Yeah, I always understood, like, in phases in life, you gotta let some people go, but I never really put it into perspective for myself. I've been reacting to life for so long that I never really just honestly taken the time to sit and realize, like, why my life is the way it is, why it has been the way it has been, why have I made some of the decisions I have made, why have I adapted some of the mindsets I have adapted, and pretty much. So now I'm in a place in life where, the merry-go-round only come around so often, and I'm at a point where this was the last go around for me. Like, if I didn't hop on the merry-go-round now, like, it was over for me. That was it. But thankfully, like I said, I've always believed in me. Thankfully, God, like, really separated me from the world, literally. He separated me. Like, he literally blocked me from the world for my own good. It helped me stop reacting to life, reacting to the world, reacting to how I was living. And in that moment of not reacting, I gained some clarity. I got clarity, like true clarity, on how I should be moving and who should be moving with me. I started Creative Kings because I wanted to be a spark and a flame to help someone in their creative core. And when I first started the brand, like, my flame was well lit. But over time, with the trials of life, my light started to dim. I started to lose it. And it made me question what a creative king is. Like, what is that? Like, even though I was going through life, I never, like, put the brand on the back burner. Like, you are your brand. I'm about experiences versus opinions. Like, I'm only gonna talk about things that I've experienced. Yeah, opinions are good, opinions are great, but opinions are typically just facts of other people's experiences. It's not your experience. So, yeah, I'm not, for me personally, experiences is going to weigh opinions. to some degree for most of the time. That's not to say that opinions should be discredited. No, like opinions are valuable because they're facts based on other people's experiences. So, yeah. But in that, thinking of like what it is to be a creative king, I always thought about that because I always felt like at some point someone's gonna ask you, well, what is a creative king? And I've always went back and forth about what it is. And I came to the point to where is a creative king is someone who's stepped in the flame to ignite their creative core. You know, that means you gotta walk through that fire, you know, to ignite that core. And like, I prayed to God and asked God to reignite my fire, and He answered those prayers. But in that, I had to go into solitude. I had to be alone. I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to be okay with being with just me, just being alone. I had to love me. I had to give me time and give me attention. I had to stop reacting, because me being reactive, I wasn't thinking about myself first. I was always thinking about everybody else and their problems and what they're dealing with. Opposed to, you got to stop reacting. I had to stop reacting. So I prayed to God, and He put me in solitude. He sat me down. He showed me that everything that I've been trying to build, everything that I've believed in is possible. But it's only possible through Him, through His way. And I have been trying to live life on my terms for 18 years. I've been trying to do it my way, and not truly leaning on God and trusting God and the path that He set for me. Now, of course, I never had no real direction towards God or spirituality. Like, I grew up in the church, but nobody really taught me about spirituality and the, you know, I was taught more. Church now is more about religion than it is spirituality. The modern church, it's more based about religion than spirituality. And I've never been into religion. I've always felt like religion is just a way to separate us. I believe we're more alike than we are different. And our differences, the differences that we do have, are the things that we need to use to come closer together, because it's going to help us grow. It's going to help us learn. It's going to help us treat one another better. But yeah, I had to, you know, sitting in that fire was being in solitude alone. And like, I've been alone my whole life. At least I felt alone my whole life. It's like, solitude was nothing for me. Like, I literally grew up alone. Don't get me wrong, I got siblings. I got 2 older sisters. I got a younger brother. And I have a younger stepbrother and stepsister that I grew up with at a time in my life. So I wasn't like always alone, but even then I felt alone, you know. So solitude wasn't it's actually something that I kind of wanted. I kind of wanted to be by myself. You know, I needed to find that love for myself. I needed to find my confidence. I needed to get that back, and God was the only one that could restore that for me. I kept seeking validation from friends, family, loved ones. But the world is set up for you to fail if you seek validation from it. But in solitude, God gave me validation. And that's the most empowering thing ever. To get validation from God, to know that you don't need validation from the world. You don't need validation from your friends, from your family, from the people that you love. You don't need their validation. Because their validation, 9 times out of 10, is just going to keep you stuck. Stuck in a cycle, a continuous cycle that just steals your joy, steals your light, steals your glory, your glow, steals your purpose. And most people don't even know that they're in a war, they're battling. Like, most people don't know they're in a battle. Spiritually. Most people just going through everyday life, existing, trying to be what the world wants them to be. But I always wanted different. I always knew it was more to life than going to work every day. In school, I used to always question, what do adults do while we're in school? Like, I used to always wonder, like, what adults do? And then I became an adult and seeing that this can't be life. Just getting up, going to work every day, coming home, doing the same thing every day. Celebrating the same holidays, just doing the same thing. It's just a cycle. It's just a cycle that most people don't know that they're in. And honestly, the only way to break the cycle is seek God. Like God will give you clarity to break those cycles. But most people don't want to step in that fire. Most of us are scared to step in that fire because we don't want to get burned. But hey, you gotta burn the old you. You gotta set that shit on fire. You gotta let it go. Stepping in that fire is releasing people, places, and things that don't align with you. The beautiful thing about it is God in that fire with you. So you ain't, God ain't gonna send you through the fire to let you just burn. He there with you. Most of the time, God is the ones who prepared the fire. Like the fire there, you just gotta walk through it. The door there, you just gotta walk through it. It's up to you. But most of the time, we fear the illusion. Or we can't get out of the weight of the illusion. We can't even see that there is an illusion. But once you realize it's an illusion, it's a movie. Just imagine yourself, all these movies and TV shows, imagine you in an episode of a TV show or in a movie. Most people are living that shit. The shit that they put out on TV, the things that they put out in the world to scare us, or to, I guess, entertain us, or they'll call it sci-fi. Like, that shit real, man. Why you think you see so much of witches and warlocks and vampires and all this shit we see on TV today? Like, and that type of stuff, like, it never scared me. I've always been intrigued by that type of shit. And like, you gotta be careful of the shit that you say. Like, and for example, I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm a Blade fan. I love Blade, and like I used to sit here and say, like, I wish I was a vampire. Like, it's crazy now that, like, I used to sit here and say I want to be something. But when you speak that type of shit, like, you invite that shit into your life for real. Like, that shit be real. So, like, I used to be out here saying that I want to be a fucking vampire. And it ended up attracting vampires. Although, I never thought the way that they portrayed it on TV was real. I never thought that, like, vampire, that like if that was the way it was, yeah. I always wanted to be like Blade, though. Blade could walk in the day. He was a hybrid. He was half vampire, half human. But nonetheless, just the fact of me speaking the word, like, saying that, like, that's what I want to be. Like, I attracted that shit. Like, everything is energy. Shit that you say is energy. You putting that shit out into the universe. Whether you just playing or not, joking or not, like, the universe don't take shit as a joke. So you gotta be careful what you say. But I had to step in that fire. I had to, like, I can't sit here and start a brand and say I want to unite creative kings, and in order to call yourself a creative king, you have to walk through the fire and ignite your creative core. Like, I had to go through it. And not knowing that for years I've been going through it. I just didn't know that I was going through it. I mean, it's probably why it came to me like that, because, like, when I asked myself, or when I was discussing it with myself, like what a creative king is, I was actually in the fire. I just didn't know I was in the fire. I was headed to the fire. I was in the fire, but I was in it, but I didn't know I was in it. Like, sometimes we be in fires, we be in storms, and not really know we're in storms. But I decided to move forward. I decided to continue going through the flame and solitude. Solitude is what pushed me to keep going through the flame, to shed everything, to burn everything. And in that fire, I got clarity. I found out, like, in there, like, what all I needed to shed. And like I said, elevation comes with separation. And, like, you hear stories about how successful people had to leave friends, family, loved ones behind. I just never thought that I would have to leave everything I know behind, or everything I thought I knew behind. Another thing with elevation is learning everything you ever knew. And sometimes that could be your entire life. Everything you grew up and went, like, everything you you thought was real, or everything you knew, like you gotta unlearn all that shit. Because all of it is just a projection of a reality you created in your mind. People, places, and your things are in your life because it's a projection of what you manifested in your mind. It's really just God telling you what you need to really fix, and what you need to work on, and what you need to get away from. So when you have people in your life and you feel like damn, like why they act a certain way, or why they do the things they do, or why they carry themselves the way they carry themselves, like, before you judge them, check yourself first, because that's just God telling you what you need to work on. Because your friends, your family is just really a reflection of you, of yourself, or what the things that you're embodying. The and it all starts with the mind. Like, they say you're a product of your environment, but I don't necessarily believe that. Most people, I believe you're a product. If you're a product of your environment, that's because you chose to label yourself as such. You get to a point in life where you can wake up and you can choose and break labels. So being a product of your environment, I believe, is a choice. And I don't want to be a product of my environment. My environment is what has kept me down. Now, when I say environment, I mean people, places, and things. And it's something about Palm Beach County. That's Palm Beach. Something about this place. I don't know why I've always been drawn to it. Well, now I know why. I know now why I've always been drawn back down here, but it's time. It's time that I continue my journey. Like, I've stepped in the flame, and God helped me reignite my creative core, and He gave me a new way to go about life. He helped me not react every time. He gave me clarity, and that clarity helped me build a new mindset, which is creating a new foundation within myself. So I'm more than proud to sit here and say that a creative king is someone who has stepped in the flame and ignited their creative core. Because that's exactly what I have done. I was willing to step into my own flame, acknowledge and accept my demons as a part of me. But I also know that I'm good and I'm light. We embody both. You gotta take the good with the bad. You can't accept good without the bad. You can't accept light without dark. It's just that most of the time we're all traveling in the dark until we seek God to get a flashlight. God is the flashlight to help you travel in the dark. God, like, seek God, and God gonna give you that flashlight. You already got the flashlight. Matter of fact, I take that back. Like, you already got the light. Like, you just need to go to God to turn it on. Sit with yourself. Stop reacting to life and sit and ask God to help you turn on that light. Now understand, turning on that light gonna come with some clarity. You gotta be strong enough to accept it for what it is, God is showing you. And like, you may be surprised. I only can speak for myself and what God has shown me in my life. And shit, it hurt. I can't say it don't hurt, but I've always recognized things. Like, I've been through things and I've always managed to overcome them because I've always had belief in myself. I've always believed that every day God wakes me up, that I have a chance to be better than I was the day prior. So my belief has always been strong within myself because I've always had me. Like, it's always been me. But I also realized I was carrying a lot of other people's weight too. I mean, you carrying other people's weight, man, that shit drains you. It holds you down. It weighs you down. It pulls you down. And sometimes, most of the time, that's what people want you. People want you down in the dumps, in the dirt. That way they can continuously manipulate you. They can draw up narratives about you. They can treat you how they want to treat you. But understand, like, it's only happening because you're allowing it. You don't have to allow people to do you that way. You allow people, people only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So stand up for yourself. Believe in yourself. You're never alone. God always with you. Your ancestors, your spirit team is always with you. Regardless if you believe in it or not, they with you. It's just that the more trust and belief that you have, the better you will feel, the less you will react, the more clarity you will gain, and the better you will be able to build your mind and build your life. And discern. You gotta use your discernment. Because once the light on, ain't no excuses. But I say all this to say, me stepping through my flame, me sitting in the flame and igniting my core, me willing to not react to the world and sit in my own BS. That's the best way to say it. Me just sitting with myself and seeking God and asking God for answers to why my life has been the way it is. And what can I do to better it, to not be in these situations no more. And like I said, he's gonna give you clarity. I gained clarity in that. I realized everybody can't go. And for me, in my life, I gotta do this alone. So like I said, I've been in solitude. I haven't really spoken, seen, been around no one. It's just been me and my good boy Stitchy. My Stitchy boy, my doggy. Wherever he at, he's somewhere around here. But it's just been me and my dog. And I just been sitting with myself. You know, I've been learning a lot about myself. Just getting closer to God, staying grounded in God, you know, learning more about spirituality, more about life, and just trying to understand me. And then me doing that, it helped me revamp Creative Kings. It helped me understand my purpose and how I should be going about it. Don't get me wrong, not to say that my idea with the t-shirt, or starting it with the t-shirt company, is not saying that that was a wrong or a bad idea. That was the start. That was the idea. The t-shirt was the ideal, and that took me on a journey to learn more about entrepreneurship and learn more about business. So I'm grateful. But truly seeking God and taking it to God and asking God what my purpose is and what God wants me to do with it. He gave me a different path. He showed me the path that I should be taking. And it was just a revamp. You know, I always believe I am me. I was in the military, so I'm big with abbreviations. So I had this term, I am me. Inspire, motivate, educate. That's always been my thing. Like, I'm always about learning something and teaching someone how I did it. That's just always been a passion of mine. Although I never really seen myself as a teacher. But God gave me a different blueprint. God gave me a blueprint on how I should do it, and it's out there. Ideas to income. The blueprint is how I started. Is kind of what I did to reconstruct my mind. How I reconstruct my mind to really create that piece of digital product. Like, we're going into a digital age now. I have something tangible. You know, a different way. You know, education is key, especially in the times that we're living in. Like, education on all levels. I mean, financial education, life education, spiritual education. It's just education in general. Like, the world is changing, man, every day, and first thing we need to do is systemize ourselves. You gotta systemize your mind to attack this world. Most of us are conditioned to go about life in a certain way, but you gotta recondition your mind. God is the only way to do that. I mean, you could choose the devil, but the devil, it's only one way. God is my way. God of the universe, that is. But that goes to say, while I was in my fire, reigniting my creative core, I realized that some people, places, and things that I need to let go of. And I come to a point where I've sat with it, I've gained clarity, and I'm ready to move forward. I understand what I need to let go in my life. I understand who I need to let go in my life. And the best way for me to do that, to release that, like, I don't need closure from anyone. I don't need apologies from anyone. You know, everything happens for a reason. Once you seek God and God gives you clarity, you understand that everything happens for a reason. And everything happens in divine time. So I'm not mad. I'm not hurt. I'm not sad anymore. I'm probably, I'm not probably, I'm the most balanced in my life than I ever been. I feel the best. I think the best. Like, I don't think I ever been this grounded in my life. Ever. Ever. I feel the best I've ever felt. But I have 6 letters here that I have written. 6. Now, I'm not going to read these letters out to you all. I've read them to myself. I've read them to God. You know, I've given it to God. And I'm prepared for the new phase of my life and this next journey in my life. But sadly, I am a lone wolf. Now, I will tell you who these 6 letters are for. First letter, my friends. If you can see that, friends. Second letter, my ex-family-in-law, soon to be ex-family-in-law, soon to be. Third letter, my family. This is my mother's side and my father's side, with the exclusions of my nephew and my youngest niece and my little brother. They are not in this, but family. Now these last 3 letters, pretty deep, pretty personal. Took me a while to write these letters, but they needed to be done. And it is what it is, you know. I'm not sad, I'm not mad, it's just what gotta be, you know. People make decisions, and hey, you let people play their part. But I no longer want to be a part of the circus. I realize I don't have to be a part of the circus. The circus is a choice. Although we're conditioned into the circus, you can get out of that shit. But letter number 4, mom. Yep, my mom. Letter number 5, my dad. last but not least, the final letter, the longest letter, the hardest letter to write. Now, mind you, I have not expressed none of these words to these people in these letters. And I have no desire to. It is what it is. Like, if you need closure, take this as your closure. But I live in truth and I walk in truth now. And this world is full of lies. Full of lies and deception and deceit. So much. But I never thought that I would be writing a letter to this person. And if you know me, you know me. But my last and final letter is to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Now, what I am about to do with these letters, these letters are finna get burnt. I am finna light these letters on fire. Now, this is not out of hate. This is not out of spite. This is not out of ill will. This is out of pure love. And it's just me releasing the people, the places, and the things that has kept me down in life. And like I said, you gotta unlearn to relearn. So, like I said, man, this is with love. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. I'm thankful because all of you, every one of you in these letters that I've written, like, y'all all helped me reach my purpose. Y'all all put me through the fire. Y'all all helped me ignite my creative core. Y'all set the course forward. Yeah, I didn't understand a lot of things growing up as I got older. But I got to a point where I got to a point where I really didn't know where to go, how to move. And I truly asked God to just really help me, just understand my life, understand life, understand what I was put here for and what I was meant to do. And I'm still figuring it out every day. So it's an everyday battle. It's an everyday discussion that I have with myself and with God. But I know when I asked God for what I asked God for, He showed me what it would look like, what life would look like if I trusted Him. It like the picture was just so vivid. Like it's like if you know, you know. It's not something that I can explain, but it's like God came down from the heavens, sat with me, hugged me, and literally showed me. And I'm ready to accept what God has for me. But God also showed me that these people can't go, certain people can't go, and He showed me why they can't go. He showed me why they can't go. Wow, that'll be later. That's a story for later days, for later time. But God showed me who I needed to release, what I needed to release, the things I needed to release, and why I needed to release those people, places, and things. And sadly, it was my entire life that I knew. So, like I said, this is out of pure love. This is out of pure thanks. I'm thankful. Thank you all. Thank you. Because this was just preparation for what God had planned for me. So thank you. Thank you. I would never forget you all. You all will always be in my prayers. But I understand this next phase of my life, I have to start it as a lone wolf. And the people that's meant to be in my life, I won't have to seek them or seek validation from them, because God, I trust in God, and God's going to put the right people in my life for me. So don't take this as Jermon hates you, or Jermon doesn't like you, or Jermon's different or changed. Yeah, I have changed. I am different. But that's what life should be about, is about growing, about changing, about being different. Not being stuck in cycles for generations and generations. I've always believed that God puts that one person in every generation to change the tide for the family. And I've always felt like that was me, just because of the things that I've experienced and the things that God has given me, that I've realized that other people in my family that hasn't had. There has been, I've found the other people in the generations prior to me that they should have been the one to change it, but honestly, I can't tell you why they didn't live up to the expectation or why they didn't accept the challenge. But I'd be damned if I continue to go through continuous cycles. I've always believed that I was meant for more and that I can achieve more if I set my mind into it. And y'all just gave me more proof to do it. It just gave me more strength to do it. So thank you. But like I said, got a lone wolf this one. So, like I said, man, thank you, man. And I ain't mad. So, real love. Nothing but love. Burn. One down. Another one to go. releasing it. We done. Last but not least, so yeah. No, you stay. So yeah, man. Have to clean that up later, but that's it. As of today, it's 11:37, Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. Jermon Rogers has no connections to anyone. No one. So if you ain't hearing it from me, if you ain't hear it from my mouth, if you haven't seen a video, or if you haven't directly spoken to me, then you just a part of the circus and the BS. So yeah, whatever you hear by me is false information, especially if it hasn't come from the horse's mouth. And yes, it is the year of the fire horse. Just so happened this horse is ready to run. Ready to run. So yeah. This is the new me. Death to the old me. Who you knew, the old Jermon, he doesn't exist anymore. So, like I said, I live in truth. I walk in truth. If you can't align with that, then hey, we're just not for each other. And that's in any type of relationship. Intimate or non-intimate, business or non-business. But understand that I'm going to achieve my goals. I'm going to set out to do what I started. And I'm going to find more creative kings. And I'm going to unite us. Queens as well. So there's a lot of creative kings and creative queens out there. And there's a lot of people that want to build and want to grow. And that's what I'm creating. You know, I want to create systems for creative entrepreneurs. That's what I want Creative Kings United to really be about. And in order to do that, the first system you have to systemize is yourself. Is your mind. That's what the blueprint is. That's how I created the blueprint. Or that's how God helped me create the blueprint. I had to stop being reactive. Once I stopped being reactive, I gained some clarity. and it helped me build. Gave me a new foundation. God restored me. He gave me a new mindset. And I'm oh so grateful. So that's what Creative Kings is about. Just want to be a spark in the flame to help you ignite your creative core. And trust me, I've walked through the flame to reignite my core. I'm just a human being just like you. Put my pants on just like you. I put my shirt on just like you. I'm no different than you. Only difference is I just made the decision to believe in me and trust God and the process that God got for me and the life that God wants me to live. And no, I'm not sitting here saying that I got it all figured out yet. No, there's still a lot to learn, and I still have a ways to go, and there's more to grow, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop believing in me. I'm never gonna stop trying to achieve what I wanna achieve. And you shouldn't either. So, go get the blueprint, man. Cause this is my journey. The blueprint is just the start of my journey of how I'm finna turn my idea into income. Of Creative Kings United. So if you wanna know what I'm up to, what I got going on, just tune in to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whichever one you frequent. I'll be there, constructing, building on my foundation, moving with discipline, and continuously building my vision and helping others in the process and letting them know, like, it's okay. It's okay to fall, but don't stay down. It's okay to fall down. Just don't count yourself out. Fall down as many times as you need to fall down, but never count yourself out. Because once you count yourself out, then that's it. You fall down, you can always get back up. So that's what I'm over here doing. I'm over here building Creative Kings United with vision, with discipline, and with execution. You do the same. Peace, love, and light.